we are back in the limelight. It's been a while, but we are back. We're really excited to bring on some new entrepreneurs, lots of really great ideas, lots of great resources and information that you need to know. And there's the background that I've been looking for. And today we've got another really extraordinary friend of mine that I've known for a while now. And we've got some more great resources, as you said, coming up. But not before I let you know where exactly you're going to be able to hear and see this interview. You're going to be all of these brands that are scrolling underneath are going to be all of our podcast platforms. On television, you're going to be able to see us on Binge. You'll see it on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, 100 other smart television apps. I do always like to call out a nice shout out to my friends at mynewsdesk.com. Trying to go fast so we can listen to Scott and not me. At mynewsdesk.com, which is a company that I've been using for over 2 years now. Absolutely love working with them. We put out our news releases and our press releases with them. And without further ado, I'm going to bring on the man of the hour. We all talk about marketing a lot. We all need to know more about how we're supposed to be marketing to our clients. And are we doing that the right way? I know that I think I've learned an awful lot from Scott, and I think you will too. Scott Robertson is, he's 30 years, he's been in public relations, marketing, communications experience. I'm going to bring him on so he can tell us more, but we've got, he's been working with people like the National Association of Music Merchants, Dell, Philips, Sony, Mitsubishi. I'm going to ask him for an autograph when this is over, by the way, just so you know, because of all the people he's worked with. Here he is, man of the hour, Scott Robertson. So glad that you are here with us. But honestly, the people that you've worked with, also, Scott, you're also a member of the Public Relations Society of America. Let's just say, you know what you're talking about when it comes to PR, publications, press relations, and marketing all together. You're the guy to go to.
Oh, well, thanks very much for having me on the show, Clarissa. I'm excited.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's great. I've had a great career so far. I'm not quite done yet, I'm at that stage in my career where we need to teach the next generation and quite a lot of entrepreneurs coming up about some of the right ways to do marketing. Otherwise, they're going to learn the wrong ways. And man, do we see that.
We don't need any more wrong in our lives. Here's your book. It's called Just Stop It. It's your survival guide to marketing myths, mistakes, and misgivings. So I want to know, Scott, first off, what is it we need to stop doing when we talk about marketing?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. So I would say, just stop it means all of so many things pass off as marketing today, but they're not. And I just think people need to stop all this. Marketing is not meant to be this terrible thing that just annoys and bothers people, and that we have to. This every day I get 18 to 20 spam risk phone calls on my phone. I get hundreds of spam emails. I get a large amount of text messages, and the rest of the time, there's advertising that I don't want to see, that I didn't ask for. It's just, marketing has become a plague in our society. And
it's very expensive. It's expensive for them and invasive for us. Would you agree?
I would. Yeah, I think, and it's not the right way to do it. Somewhere along the line, we have lost our way, and the marketing profession no longer uses, its creativity and its value to try to build a relationship with people. It substitutes a funnel, where a conscience should be, and I think that that's wrong, and I think that is not where we should be headed as a profession. And I think it also comes from a whole generation of digital marketers that have grown up, that know how to execute a lot of things in the digital space, but never actually studied marketing. And if you speak to them and about things, like the 4 Ps in marketing, if you speak to them about basic marketing concepts, they have no idea what you're talking about. If you say marketing is a 3-phase experience where we make people curious, and then those people want to be enlightened by us, and then finally those people want to commit to us, right? And then they want to stay on the brand carousel with us around and around and around.
Right.
They have no idea what that is. they look at the world in terms of targets and conversions, which is weird because it sounds like you're going to accept a new religion or something. I mean, it's just that's the weirdest term ever. They say, well, we have these conversions. Like, you're not going to convert me. Stop it. You're not going to convert me to something. Maybe I'll buy your product and maybe I'll, think, but you're not going to convert me to nothing. That's offensive. And I think that we just accept it. We just accept it, and we shouldn't, because there are better ways to do marketing.
Better ways to do. What would they be? Let's hear it. That's a great segue. I know you. Well, first of all, let me just say, I know that you're a really big fan of storytelling, and it's also a part of your bio when you say you're a certified StoryBrand guide. Wow, I didn't know that story and recounting a story was that important.
So important. I tell you what, if you get the message wrong in marketing, then you have to bludgeon people with it like 8 to 10 to 20 times and that kind of thing. But the human mind, we have about an 8-second attention span right now. About 8 seconds before our mind starts.
About 3, but okay.
It could be less. On a Zoom call, it could be less. But before our mind starts to wander, we have about 8 seconds. And human beings daydream about 33% of the time, right? That's a normal amount of time for us to daydream. There is one thing you can do to stop the human brain's natural tendency to daydream, and that is to tell them a story. When we are engaged in story, it hijacks the brain away from its tendency to think about other things, which is why you can sit in the movies and watch Doctor Strange for 3 hours and you haven't thought about anything else. And you're like, wow, where did that 3 hours go? Our brains, get sucked into stories. So if you use it in marketing, and I mean use it appropriately, you're telling a story about, in StoryBrand. When I read Don Miller's book, Building a StoryBrand, I literally yelled out loud, Eureka. I was like, this is the framework that I need to be using. And so I became a guide in the program, and now I can legally use it without Don suing me. And Don's a friend. Don, hey, Don. So, it's a great framework. I wish I would have thought of it. I wish I would have invented it. Then I would just be, sitting on a beach and people be paying me to use my framework. But I like it so much because it really reverses the roles in the story. The number one problem that I solve in marketing is that companies talk about themselves too much. Hey, we're best places to work. Here's our why. Here's our vision. Here's our strategy. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about that crap. Take that Simon Sinek why stuff and save it for your next corporate retreat. Don't use it for your marketing message ever. The customer does not care. The customer cares about themselves as their own hero on their own journey. And the role that you want to play in the story, as we talk about in StoryBrand, is you want to be the guide. If you don't want to be Luke Skywalker, because Luke Skywalker is the hero and he's kind of messed up. He doesn't know what his destiny is. He doesn't know if he can blow up the Death Star. He's really not confident. He doesn't think he can win the day. There is a character in Star Wars that you want to be. You want to be Obi-Wan Kenobi. You want to be Yoda. You want to be the people that have done it before and can guide the Jedi to becoming a Jedi. And later on in the story, Luke becomes a guide himself, and that is sort of how it goes in life. So it's really, really important that companies occupy that guide role, because the hero role has already been cast. The customer's already taken that role. You can't take it from them. Right.
So for many, it's back to the drawing board. And I'm assuming that story is just as important for solopreneurs as it is for entrepreneurs, as it is for corporate. I mean, it's kind of all arching. Am I correct?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If you tell a story that is about a character that wants something, I mean, think about our lives. Our lives are every day. We want something, we want, a loan, or we're buying a house, or we're, buying a new guitar in my case and hiding it from my wife. And we're doing, we're doing all kinds of things.
I see it hanging on the wall right behind. Oh, another one.
Oh, there it is. There it is. So every day we wake up, we have these needs. Marketers are supposed to present us with solutions to the things that we need to get done. Mm-hmm. That's how it's supposed to work. We're supposed to create a marketplace and invite people to us that can solve our problems.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what we're supposed to do.
That's what we're supposed to do. So who's getting it right? Who's out there getting it right? You're going, damn, they read that book.
Yeah.
They read my friend's book.
There's a lot of companies getting it right, but I would say Ryan Reynolds leaps to mind. The actor Ryan Reynolds, if he wasn't an A-list actor, he would absolutely be an A-list marketer.
Yeah, that's a marketer, right?
His brain and his wittiness and his ability to,
be likable
in front of pop culture is unlike anyone I've ever seen before in the profession. He strikes gold every single time, but he hasn't lost sight of the fact that he's doing this for other people, and he doesn't let his own ego and even his A-list celebrity status get in the way of what he's trying to get done. Right. It's impressive.
So what is it that we are supposed to be doing apart from storytelling and leading? Let's get on this path. What are we not supposed to be doing? I.e., those text messages, I'm assuming they really annoy the heck out of everybody. Half of them I get, Scott, I don't even know who they are or how they got my number, which is really, really annoying. And they just get, they did nothing but, my little moment of being annoyed with them and then deleted right away. So what is it we're not supposed to be doing that we think we're doing correct?
Yeah, absolutely. What we're not supposed to be doing is talking about ourselves. We're not supposed to put ourselves in the hero role of the story. We're not supposed to we're not supposed to bludgeon people with the message. We're supposed to trust our customer to buy when it's convenient for them, not when it's convenient for us. And that's a hard thing for marketers to get, is the fact that, they will buy when they are darn good and ready to buy, if you've presented the right case and you've put yourself, in a good position, in a good relationship with them. But marketers believe that it's like the goose that laid the golden eggs. They're like, the customer's like, well, let's, I'll take one egg from the goose, every single day, right, or whatever. And marketers are like, well, if we cut open the goose, we could take out all the eggs, and then the goose is dead, and that kind of thing. And marketing is a very dangerous thing. Your relationship is on the line every single time you decide to press send. So it's got to be great. It's absolutely got to be great. And there's not enough marketers thinking through and saying, is this email, is this text, is this social post, is this marketing that I'm putting out there great for them? And if it's not great, then it shouldn't go out.
How much is too much? How much is too little? Yeah,
good question. People will disagree with it. Will disagree across the marketing profession on this. I think. I think for most businesses, once a week is probably pretty sufficient if you're doing something that is value add. For a lot of service businesses, once a month is fine, just so they don't forget you and they can, like an email news blast. But once a week for a blog, if you're doing blogging, once a week for a blog post, you maybe roll those up into a newsletter. You're always thinking, what kind of value can we bring to the customer? What kind of extra experience can we bring along? If we have a product, what kind of extra experience can we bring alongside that? And it really just, it starts and ends with empathy, the E word, which is completely absent from marketing. You go into a marketing, planning room, and you introduce the concept of, well, hey, maybe we should think about the audience and what they want. And you are blown out of the room because nobody has time for that. They want to fill the automation engine with a bunch of posts with a bunch of posts because somebody said that they should. They want to follow a checklist of marketing without ever considering who they're inflicting all this damage on.
Right.
And then marketing doesn't measure the top of the funnel. They just measure the bottom. So it's like, it doesn't matter how many hundreds of thousands are at the top, as long as we get our 10 to 12% at the bottom. And that is bad math. Because if you're a real marketer like me, you're a no relationship left behind sort of person.
Yeah, everybody, we're talking with Scott Robertson, and we do want to remind you about his new book. It's called Your Survival Guide. Oh, sorry, you just stop it. Your Survival Guide to Marketing Myths, Mistakes, and Misgivings. And in here, Scott, you also talk about not only brand messaging and that, you should always be 100%, as we've said, who's the audience, what are their needs and wants and desires. But you talk a lot about privacy.
Yeah.
Privacy. Yeah. Big one, huge one. How do we navigate that whole privacy aspect of marketing?
It's easy. It's way easier than marketers think. Use that word that I just used, empathy. If you're using empathy and you're thinking about somebody else, you're not invading their privacy. You're simply not invading their privacy. All of the privacy violations that come in marketing come from people not thinking about the audience. And that's because we use words like targets and conversions, and we dehumanize them. So we don't have to think about them as people. Marketing uses the exact same words the military uses. The military, when they're getting ready to blow up something, they say, oh, there's 100 targets in there. No, there's 100 human beings in there, right?
Okay. Okay.
It's easier language, right? But we should be thinking of people as people. We're a creative profession. Our profession needs to be thinking of people as people, and then saying, would I like to receive 20 or 30 phone calls from this business in a given week? No. Where's my relationship if I place an ad in front of a YouTube video that if you're the ad before the YouTube video starts that I want to watch, I dislike you a lot while I'm watching your ad because you're blocking me from watching what I want to watch.
Yeah.
Whoever thought of that strategy should be punched in the face. That's a terrible strategy. Terrible. While I'm watching your ad, I get 15 to 30 seconds to hate you and hate your brand because you're in the way. Why would you be in the way?
It's a pain in the butt.
Ever put yourself in that position?
I truly agree with you. It's a pain in the butt. But the idea is if you pay for it, you won't see those, right? So I get it. Yeah. But on the other end, it's also YouTube. They want to make their money somewhere too. So, but I get what you're saying because it is annoying. Ongoing stupidity. Let's talk about that. And by the way, you also have your own podcast. I wanted to bring that. You have a radio show, May the Best Brand Win, which is that's a great name for a show. And that's on Enter Talk Media.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I talk about
Tell me where they can listen to you, whether they can, how they find you. How would they find you there?
Sure. Apple Podcasts, just type in my name or type in May the Best Brand Win. I got like 200 episodes of me, educating about what's going on with marketing and, talking about some of the things that don't make any sense and shouldn't be done.
One last thing of something that just doesn't make any sense that shouldn't be done. And one last thing of something that makes total sense that should be done.
Yeah. Well, I would say personalization is one thing that marketing has the idea that if you personalize content to a really extreme amount, it's going to create a deeper relationship. And that sounds great. It sounds awesome. But human beings, we get really creeped out when people get in our space, really creeped out really fast. So if I'm standing in line in CVS and they send me a coupon for a product that I'm holding and I'm getting ready to check out, and that's happened to me before, I'm looking around for surveillance cameras. Right? You've passed being helpful, and now you're firmly into what
Big Brother
is going on here.
Brother,
and that's not a relationship building tactic, right? So I think we have to watch out for personalization. And when consumers tell you they want a personalized experience, they're lying, because what they mean is that sounds really good to them. But if you cross that line and you start using data to create that personalized experience, they're going to get creeped out really fast.
I agree.
And you're going to break the relationship.
Totally agree. So on the upside, what is one of the things we're supposed to be doing? And we talked about doing right, but things that land well with people in marketing. People go, wow, I'm so glad I got that communication.
Be valuable. Just be valuable. Start out, thinking about your audience and think about new ways that you can continuously be valuable to them. And don't put it like, okay, well, we've got to get out 15 pieces of marketing this month. It's like, if it's great, then it goes. And if it's not, then it doesn't. And that's how you respect your customer. And I think that that's what the industry needs to be doing. That's how you put their needs in front of your needs. That empathy thing goes all the way of, when you put your needs first, you're like, I'm going to sell you, and I don't care. I'm going to stuff you down my funnel, and you're going to buy. And damn it, if it takes 20 times, and I have to stalk every website that you've ever been on, and I have to do everything else. God, I mean, damn it, you're going to buy from me. You are going to, because my needs outweigh yours. That's wrong. What you should do is say, when it's right for you, we are the best partner to do what you need to do. And when it's not right for you, we will be gone. We will be out of your life because you're a busy person and we don't need to be bothering you.
So is the newsletter dead, or is the newsletter not dead? There are a lot of different, the school's out. I mean, I think the jury's out on that one.
If it's a great newsletter, if it's a great newsletter, then do it. If it's a bunch of crap that talks about yourself and a bunch of awards that you won and a bunch of garbage that nobody cares about, you're better off not sending that stuff out. It's going to break. The first button on your phone is unsubscribe when you get a mass email. You can unsubscribe to people like that these days, right? And what unsubscribe means to all you digital marketers out there is that you have lost that relationship forever. You will never get that person back. And that is a failure in our business. It is not the top of the funnel. It's the top of the funnel, Scott. You don't care about the top of the funnel. It's a person. And if you as a marketer can't get them and that kind of thing, then you have failed as a marketer.
Well, we work really hard to get them, and it's really a shame to lose them. So listen to Scott Robertson, everybody. He knows what he's talking about. You want to get his book. It's called Just Stop It. And again, your survival guide to marketing myths, mistakes, and misgivings. Where can we find the book, Scott?
It's on Amazon as Kindle and paperback and hardcover, and also Barnes & Noble. It's
great. And how about your social? If anybody wants to get in touch with you, where can they get you there?
Sure. Twitter at Robertson.com. I'm on Facebook, Facebook.com/Robertson.com. I'm on LinkedIn under my own name, under my consultancy, or under Robertson.com. Yeah, I'm easy to find. I'm out there always, trying to help people too. And one final thing, if you use LinkedIn, don't send people direct messages to sell your business. Nobody wants that crap. Thank
you for saying that.
Nobody wants your garbage in LinkedIn. There are so many ways to use that platform non-invasively to build up your brand and be valuable and be smart and do all these things without direct messaging people. Stop that.
Totally agree. Yep. I totally agree. Couldn't agree more. Well, I guess we could be here a lot longer, but we have to go. We are busy people. So I know that this has been of great value to everyone listening. Scott, thanks so much for your time. We're going to say goodbye for now. And I'm going to give everybody an appointment. I think in another couple of hours, we're coming back on with another. I know it's like media craziness around here today. But we got lots of content going out today. We're going to say goodbye to Scott for the moment. And we'll see you all a little bit later on. Thanks for now. Thanks for listening to this episode of the In the Limelight podcast, intelligent media for the savvy entrepreneur. You can listen to this and all of my podcasts on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, Pandora, and Inspired News Radio. You'll find all of my videos and the In the Limelight digital magazine on clarissaburt.com. And don't forget to connect with me on social pretty much anywhere. Stay well until we meet again. In the Limelight.